Hello everyone and welcome to this module on PN junction diode and its applications. In this video, we are going to see the energy band diagram of PN junction at equilibrium. We have already seen how the equilibrium is achieved in a PN junction diode, but the same thing we are going to see now in terms of the energy band diagram. Energy band diagram of p-type and n-type semiconductor we will see separately before they join. Then we will see the energy band diagram at the instant of joining, followed by carrier migration across the junction and the consequent shifting of the bands, and finally the achieving of the equilibrium. Now, when two semiconductors are in contact, equilibrium is achieved only when there is no net current flow. It can happen only when the probability of occupancy of a given energy level is the same in both the semiconductor regions. Let me remind you that Fermi energy level is one such energy level which describes the probability of occupancy of the energy levels in a particular semiconductor region. So, if the probability of occupancy of a given energy level should be same in both the semiconductor regions, then this implies that the Fermi energy level EF must be the same throughout the two semiconductor regions at the given temperature or under thermal equilibrium conditions. If it is not so, the different probability of occupancy in neighboring regions will lead to carrier migration and current flow, which would be described as a non-equilibrium state. Fermi level is similar to the liquid level in a container, or it can be compared to the temperature of a body. Their equality throughout a medium ensures no flow condition and hence an equilibrium state. The equalization of Fermi levels in two different regions can be understood clearly with the help of the following analogy. Let us consider two containers 1 and 2 which are interconnected through a valve. Initially, the valve is closed and the containers are filled with water to different levels. You can see the container 1 is at lower level of water, container 2 is at higher level of water. When the valve is opened, water flows from container 2 into container 1. The water level in container 1 rises and the water level in container 2 decreases or falls down till the level in both the containers becomes same or the levels are equalized. So, Fermi energy level is very similar to the level of the waters in the two containers. Observe here we can see the energy band diagrams of individual p and n type semiconductors. You can see there are large number of holes, majority charge carriers in the p region or p type semiconductor, and the electrons are majority charge carriers in n type semiconductor. EFN and EFP. EFN is the Fermi energy level in the n type semiconductor. EFP is the Fermi energy level in p-type semiconductor. These are shown individually at present. These are the Fermi levels in the individual semiconductors. And as you can see from the diagram, they are at different energy levels. On the left side of the diagram, I have shown the bar or the arrow which shows you the increasing electron energy. So, when you compare the energy levels EFP and EFN with this arrow or with this axis, you can see EFP is at a lower energy level, EFN is at a higher energy level. The Fermi levels which signify the probability of occupancy of energy levels in the conduction band in each of these semiconductors thus are at different energy levels. The distance of the Fermi level from the bottom of conduction band corresponds directly to the probability of occupancy of the energy levels in the conduction band. So, now let us see the next diagram. Here the energy band diagram of P and N semiconductors at the instant of joining is shown. You can see that the EFP and EFN in the two semiconductor regions are not aligned. So, the two regions are just brought together and they are shown as joined with each other. So, this is the diagram at the instant of joining of the two regions. The probability of occupancy of energy levels in the conduction band on N side is high while it is low on P side. Therefore, the electrons occupying the levels in conduction band on N side tend to move into the conduction band on P side. Similarly, the probability of occupancy of valence band levels by holes on P side is high, whereas it is low on N side. As a result of this, holes tend to move or migrate into the valence band levels on N side. Current flows due to such migration of carriers. As high energy electrons leave the N region, the Fermi level EFN, which corresponds or which represents the average energy of electrons, moves downward. Since the Fermi level is fixed relative to the band structure of the region, the movement of Fermi level causes downward shift of the entire band structure of the N region. On the P side, holes have higher energy, on the P side, holes having higher energy leave the region. As the direction of decrease in hole energy is upward, the Fermi level EFP shifts upward, but again as told before, along with EFP the entire band structure of P region shifts upward. The shifting of energy bands continues till the energy levels EFP and EFN are equalized. When they come to the same level, the carrier migration stops and the equilibrium condition is attained. The mutual displacement of the energy levels on both the sides causes a bending of the energy bands. You can see here in the diagram, there is a bending of energy bands near the junction on both the sides. Each side takes up a different potential. This results in a potential barrier V0 or an energy hill of height EV0. This is the height of energy hill. So, here we have shown the height of valence hill EV0. Similarly, the height of conduction hill as EV0. Similarly, the height of valence hill will also be EV0, which you can show it here. Electrons in the conduction band of N region face a raising energy hill, which may be called as a conduction hill. So, you can see an electron now, if it tries to go to the energy levels in P region, it cannot go because of this rising hill. So, this hill stops the movement of or stops the diffusion of electrons from N region to P region. But on the other hand, an electron from P region can slide down the hill and come very easily to the conduction band, but this electron is a minority carrier. So, as soon as the hills are formed, the bending of bands takes place, the diffusion stops, whereas the drift starts taking place. Similarly, you can see that after the bending of bands, the hole from P region, which is a majority carrier, so the migration of hole would be known as the diffusion of the carriers. This migration of hole stops because it also faces a hill in its path and cannot climb this hill. Please remember that the energy of holes increases downwards. So, this hole, which is marked by number 3, it faces a hill in its path and cannot go into the valence band of N region. So, the diffusion of holes also stops, very similar to the diffusion of electrons. But on the other hand, a hole in the valence band of N region can slide down the valence hill very easily and go into the p region. This is the drift of minority charge carrier hole. Hole in the n region is a minority charge carrier. So, the minority charge carriers now roll down the conduction hill as well as valence hill very easily. The diffusion current which had flown earlier gets compensated because of the drift current which is now flowing. The two current components, due to such migration of electrons and holes, are in opposite direction and balance each other. The two current components cancel each other since they balance each other, and the net current flow across the junction is therefore 0, and we say that the p-n junction diode has come to the equilibrium.